One of the most difficult obstacles that we face in life is the impact that the feelings and perspectives of other people have on our path. From the minute we are born, we are surrounded by others who have opinions about us, including what we ought to do, who we ought to be, and how we ought to behave. Furthermore, it is not surprising at all because being influenced by other people is an inherent component of the human experience. On the other hand, I would like you to consider the following question. Do you think you should let those opinions? The path that your life will take is up to you. What I'm about to tell you is what other people think of you and how they evaluate you. If you are always concerned about what other people think of you, it is none of your business. I don't mean this in a condescending manner. Rather, I mean it in a way that gives you the ability to see things from your own perspective. It's not like you're living your life. Your existence is a pale imitation of what it could be. You are living in the shadows, in the corners, and trying to live up to the expectations of other people. And I've learned something in all of my years of studying success and failure, learning from the greats, and teaching that success comes to those who discover the courage to live their own lives, not to those who attempt to live up to the expectations of others. I've learned that those who are eager to learn are the first to achieve success. Give it some thought. Every individual possesses a unique collection of principles and a unique perspective through which they perceive the world. One person's understanding of something may be completely incomprehensible to another. The things that are significant to one person could be insignificant to another. If you spend your entire life attempting to conform to the viewpoints of everyone else, you will eventually become disjointed and torn in so many different directions that you will lose sight of your own purpose in life. The question is, how is it even possible to plot a trajectory for your life in order to avoid the waves of criticism that are being passed by other people if you're continually rotating the wheel? When I was first starting out as a young entrepreneur, I recall having ideas and big goals. But there were so many voices telling me, Jim, you should do this. I remember thinking the same thing. That is not something you should do. There were also some voices that came from actual people. Although I had a lot of respect for those who had more expertise, I did come to an early realization. I would be unable to hear my own voice if I were to listen to every single voice. It is ultimately your inner voice that is aware of what you are capable of, that is aware of your dreams, and that is aware of your values. I want to share this with you because it is ultimately your inner voice. Because of the voice within you, you will be able to make it through the difficult times. Now, I'm not suggesting that you should completely disregard any feedback or advice that you receive. It is not like that. There is insight to be gained from counsel, but there is a distinction to be made between seeking wisdom and seeking approbation. To seek wisdom implies to be open to learning and to making adjustments to your path of action if they are required. If you are looking for approval, it suggests that you are wanting to be allowed to be yourself, the act of putting your dreams into action. Moreover, if you are waiting for everyone to give their approval, you will be waiting for an eternity already. It's because we're hardwired to connect with other people, which is why we worry so much about what other people think. We are looking for a place to call home. We are looking for a place to call home. We are afraid of being rejected. We are afraid that we will be expunged from the group if we deviate from the norm or if we do not conform to the expectations that are placed upon us. It is here that the contradiction lies. The more you strive to conform to the expectations of other people, the more you may end up losing the very thing that makes you valuable, your individuality. You are the only one of your kind, which is ironic. You have to understand that not everyone is going to like you. Not everyone is going to comprehend what you are saying, and that is completely acceptable. Being liked by everyone is not expected of you in your career. The appropriate people, the ones who resonate with your beliefs and who recognize your vision, will find you if you are true to who you are and chase your aspirations with everything you have. It is your responsibility to be true to who you are. Those individuals who do not, on the other hand, were never anticipated to be a part of your path. They are merely a component of the volume. Let's learn something from the natural world. It is irrelevant to a tree whether or not birds perch on its branches. The tree takes care of itself anyway. It is not going to shrink itself because someone thinks it is too tall, nor is it going to grow broader because someone else wishes it provided more shade. As it grows, the tree is firmly established in the ground and reaches upwards into the heavens. And that is the way you ought to be becoming. You are unconcerned with the transient opinions of others who pass by, have your ideals firmly established, and are working toward the realization of your dreams. Consider the greats in the world, those individuals who have made a positive impact on the globe. They didn't seem to care what other people thought. Without a doubt not. They were subject to criticism. They had people who were negative. They were surrounded by others who displeased them, who believed that they were insane and who judged them. However, they did not allow that to cease. They had a vision, and they dedicated themselves to pursuing it with unwavering zeal. Their understanding was that the ideas of others were nothing more than opinions. They were not facts or truths. Rather, they were perceptions that were influenced by the experiences and biases of the individual. This is the truth, by the way. The opinions that other people have of you frequently have more to do with them than they do with you. In other words, it is a reflection of their own worries, their own limitations, and their own views about what is achievable. Whoever tells you that you are unable to achieve anything is actually claiming that they are unable to do it themselves. Their own uncertainties are being projected onto you by them. Having said that, you are not required to accept that projection. Be honest with yourself, as you have the option to say. This is not the case for me. Just one more thing to consider. The majority of the time, people are so preoccupied with their own life and the concerns that they have that they are not thinking about you as much as you believe they are. On the other hand, we seem to spend a significant amount of time worrying about the opinions of other people and how they see us. Nevertheless, I would like to ask you this. When you reach the end of your life and look back, will it make a difference to you what those individuals thought? How you lived your life, how you loved, and how you pursued the things that were important to you will all matter. This is an idea that shakes you up, doesn't it? It is a very brief life. If you spend time worrying about the comments and judgments of other people, you will be missing out on the richness of your own trip. The time you have is limited. It is a waste of time to live the life of another person. Don't let yourself be shackled by dogma, which is defined as living with the outcomes of the thinking of other people. Furthermore, it is of the utmost importance to possess the bravery to follow your heart and instinct. In some way, they are already aware of what it is that you actually want to become. Other things are of lesser importance. When I hear some of you saying, "But Jim, it's not that easy," I can hear you saying it. It can be challenging to get unaffected by the opinions of other people. Indeed, you are correct. It's not so simple. However, the majority of things that are worthwhile are not simple. More practice is required. To do so requires self-awareness. One must be willing to sometimes stand alone, to be misunderstood, and to endure criticism in order to possess this trait. However, I can assure you that it is well worth the effort. The reason for this is that freedom lies on the other side of that dread. Have the liberty to be who you are, to pursue your goals without being shackled by the opinions of other people, and to do it without letting them stop you. It is up to you to determine who will have the most influential voice in your life. Is it going to be the voice of the mob with all of its ideas and judgments? As an alternative, will it be the voice of your own conscience, the voice of your own conscience, the voice of your own inner guide? And now for the enchantment. Something extraordinary takes place when you begin to live your life in accordance with your own principles, and when you begin to make decisions based on your own principles rather than the expectations of other people. People who are able to connect with you, who are willing to assist you, and who value you for who you are start to come into your life. The background noise gradually disappears, and what is left is clarity. Once upon a time, there was a young man who harbored the desire to launch his very own company. He was surrounded by people who all had opinions. His buddies warned him that it was an unsafe endeavor. He had this burning urge to build something of his own in order to bring his vision to life. But his family were of the opinion that he should stay to a career that was financially secure. When he listened to the voices for a long, he experienced a feeling of paralysis. He had to choose between his dream and the anxiety that he would let down other people. One day, he came to the realization that he was confined inside the confines of the expectations of other people. One that is made. He came to the conclusion that he would prefer to fail on his own terms rather than achieve on the terms of another else. The leap was taken by him, and you are aware of what transpired. While he was confronted with difficulties and obstacles, he was also able to discover freedom. He discovered happiness. After all was said and done, he was successful not only in business, but also in life because he remained true to who he was. It is with this that I would like to part ways with you. Put your concerns about what other people think of you to rest. You should ask yourself what you think of yourself. Will you be able to live up to your full potential? What are you doing to pursue your interests? Are you in agreement with the values that you hold? Due to the fact that at the end of the day, that is what is important. Your life is what you make it. Do not give control of the situation to another individual. When you begin to live for yourself, not in a manner that is self-centered, but rather in a manner that respects who you are and what you are here to achieve, you discover a kind of calm and a type of power that no opinion can shake. That, in fact, is the secret to genuine success. It is not the sort that is assessed by praise and acceptance, but rather the kind that is measured by the satisfaction that comes from living a life that is truly your own. Always keep in mind that the views of other people are like the wind. They have the ability to alter their course at any time. On the other hand, you are the one in charge of your ship. Put your hand on the wheel at all times. Maintain your focus on the horizon and sail with confidence in the direction of the life that is beckoning to you.